Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this is actually something that one of you guys requested a while ago, but I didn't really have a good story for it, and I didn't really feel motivation for it. But now I got a good story, and I actually want to do it. So this is what if Deku was Springtrap. And when Deku was born, he's canon Deku. He's a great dude. But around the age of 4, he grows, like, his skin starts to turn, like, grayish, and it starts turning, like, flaky. Not flaky, rottish. He basically turns into what the picture looks like, basically giving him that zombie look. And Inko goes, and let's say his dad did stick around later on, and they go to the what's it called, the quirk doctor, and Deku's quirk is Springtrap. Basically, it gives him the appearance of that thing, but it also gives him enhanced strength, and endurance. You can also take a bunch of pain without, well, the one downside to it is that he's in constant pain every time he moves. It feels like another piece, a tiny piece of metal cutting through his skin, slowly mangling his body. And when his father got home from work, well, he started to abuse him. Because, he looks like that. And his father thought, no way, this thing is my son. And then one day he threw Deku into their car. And Deku's father started the car and drove off under a bridge and threw Deku out of the car. And drove off, leaving him there for dead. Deku survived 5 hours by himself, because sometimes some people would come and try to mess with him, but he'd just pick him up with his immense strength and try to start choking him until he drops them. And let's say one of them did have a knife, but Deku beat the shit out of him and stole his knife. And he's still, hanging out it starts to rain, and he's still hanging out under the bridge where it's dry. And he looks down the tunnel slash bridge, because he's under the bridge, and he sees this man wearing this weird helmet and a suit. And he walks up to Deku, and he's like, people like us, the world doesn't care about people like us. Come with me, and we can change this world together. And all for one, holds out his hand. And Deku shakes it. And Kurogiri portals all for one and Deku back to their base. And this is before Toga and Dabi show up. It's basically just Shigaraki and Kurogiri. And this is Deku was around the age of 6. Yeah, 6. And what's Shigaraki? Shigaraki's maybe a year or two older than Deku, I think. So, yeah, Deku and Shigaraki kinda... Do I want to say... Yeah, grew up together. I'm gonna put that in quotes, because I can't really think of another word for it. Oh, and another thing about Deku's quirk is that he can't die. He physically can't die, because he's already dead. Well, sorta. Sorta. He's kind of dead. He's kind of dead, but well, he looks like he's dead, but he's not. So yeah, him and Shigaraki are great friends. Then the day, and then everything else goes to canon, except that Deku's not there. And during the time between the USJ attack and Deku getting there, he became great friends with Shigaraki. They're basically like brothers. Well, they act like they're brothers. And Deku's gotten great with his immense strength, speed, and stamina. He's also gotten great with a knife. And he's kind of gotten a pain tolerance to the constant pain that he's in. So he kind of doesn't really feel it anymore. Then the day of the USJ attack, all the crooks and villains show up, and Kurogiri opens this massive portal leading directly into the USJ attack. All the minor villains, the crooks, the ones that they just picked up off the street, start flooding in, and then the main five, because it's Shigaraki, Springtrap, the Nomu, and Kurogiri. Yeah, another thing about Deku's quirk, the only weakness to it is that fire. Fire is its weakness, because it can be lit on fire very easily. It's very flammable. So, Deku was sent to the, Deku was, scattered to one of the, he had, a little team of just random old crooks sent to one area, and they were sent to the city area, the one that's not on fire, the rainy, stormy city area. I think that's what it is. And let's say the tail dude and the dude with the tail and what's another bloody character I can sacrifice? Yeah, let's just say it's the tail dude. And he's taking on these villains, and then he sees Deku. He sees this zombie rabbit-looking thing run towards him. And he's like, what the fuck is that thing? And then he gets hit, and it feels like he just got hit by a freaking semi-truck made of lead. That's how powerful Deku's punches are. And then before Tailman could even react, Deku's already on him. He's already there. He's got his knife out, trying to slash it at him. And he does kind of get a few cuts on him. His arms, legs, and tail. And he's like, I'm done playing around. And his eyes glow purple. And he goes from 10 times the speed he was before. And he sprints. He's so fast the tailman couldn't even see him coming. And he kind of did the samurai thing, the old Japanese movies where they kind of run at each other. What he did, he kind of used the knife, and he moved so fast the dude behind him didn't even notice that he was there, and didn't even know he was dead yet. But basically what Springtrap did, or Deku, he moved so fast that he couldn't see him. And basically what Deku did, he stabbed him 26 times in the torso. And then he just appeared, and then he ran up behind. Yeah, he stabbed him 26 times in the torso. And he didn't even feel it yet. And then when the pain finally started to ooze, seep in, like a frickin', it's scratched in. Yeah, that's the word. Scratched. Like nails on a chalkboard. Slow and painfully. He felt the pain rush through his body. And he fell to the ground on his knees. Blood was pouring everywhere. Blood was pouring everywhere. Wincing, crying, he screamed and screamed from the pain. He tried to keep some of the blood, but he slowly came to his wounds and died of blood loss. And Deku walks out of the area and he sees All Might find the Numu. So he walks over to like the mountain area where Bakugo and Kirishima are, and he comes face to face with Kirishima and Bakugo, and Kirishima runs at Deku, and Deku can see that a knife's not gonna work on this dude, so he's like, okay, it's like bare fist brawl, and he hits Kirishima once. And I mean once. And Kirishima completely shatters. Like, it doesn't kill him, but he is sent flying into a freaking wall. Like, instant knockout, one punch. And then, what is going on? Bakugo launches himself at Deku. Not knowing that it's Deku, because he hasn't seen Deku in years. And when he's charging at him, Deku and Bakugo reaches out his arm to explode Deku. But what Deku does, he grabs Bakugo's wrist and flips him mid-air onto his back. And then stomps on his chest, breaking 3 of his ribs. And then he broke one of his arms, and then one of his legs. And then he's like, your debt is paid. And then he walks off to the center of the USJ. And All Might kind of has his back turned from when he's fighting the Nomu. And he takes out his knife and he throws it at the thing. He throws it at All Might. Like, he knows where his weak spot is because he was kind of informed. So he got a clear shot. And he throws this knife with all of his might. Like, this thing going at, like, 3 to 4 this thing's going, like, 70, maybe 80, 90 miles per hour. Like, this thing's going fast. And it hits directly in All Might's weak side, like, weak part. And All Might falls to the ground, in pain. Blood starts to pour out because he just had a knife enter where half of his organs were frickin' destroyed. And then Deku walks up to All Might with the biggest fucking grin ever. And he grabs the knife in All Might's side and he pushes it deeper and deeper and deeper. And then he finally pulls it out. He just keeps pushing the knife deeper and deeper. And he keeps pushing it so deep that he pushes it so deep into where he can't even frickin' push it far enough anymore because they hit bone. And All Might's like fucking almost about to frickin' die. So let's say Bakugo, no, not Bakugo. Bakugo's no commission to fucking fight. Let's say Todoroki. Todoroki tries to ice Deku. Yeah, that doesn't work. He just breaks out of the ice like a savage. And he just slowly walks towards Todoroki and hits him with a haymaker. Like, knock him out. And then he pulls the knife out of All Might. Kurogiri opens the portal. All the pros show up. Kurogiri opens the portal. And they escape. That's going to be it for this part, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.